Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at GCNlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Everyone all set? Cocked, locked. Here we go. USAPrepares.com. Your dial set correctly. And we're delighted you're here. And if you'd like to call in, Captain John Regan's with us, 866-582-9933, 866-582-9933. There's a link to your instructors on the website, USAPrepares.com. And the instruction for this morning is posted on page 1 of USAPrepares.com. And also, there's a link that'll take you right over to thefinancialstateoftheunion.com. If you'd like to follow along with us, you can click on thefinancialstateoftheunion.com, news tab, and follow along with Captain John Regan and me. Aaron's engineering the broadcast in Minnesota. Welcome, Captain John Regan.
Good morning, Vincent.
Good morning, John Regan. So, your weekend? Fast?
Oh, boy. I blinked and it disappeared somewhere.
You're not kidding. Yeah. Yeah, same thing happened with us. And, I was thinking, well, absolutely true. So just before the broadcast, I was racing through the farmhouse and I said, I need like 5 more minutes. Oh, I know. I'll just ask John if he could, if I'm not there, and just start without me. But that's probably something that would happen anyway. But I was just racing around. So many things I had to get done. Last night, one of our dogs, Ayudi, who is a Neapolitan Mastiff, about 115 pounds. So she's smaller than TJ. TJ, Thomas Jefferson's, an English Mastiff, about 200 pounds. She had seizures last night, and she was foaming at the mouth, and we thought she was going to die. She's 6 years old, and somehow she was able to pull out of it, and so we spent the night making sure she was okay. But that's what happens, and the reason I'm mentioning this is a couple of reasons. One, we're feeding our animals Diamond Naturals pet food, and I'm wondering, have any of our class experienced any problem with seizures? Now, I can't say that it's the Diamond Naturals, and I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is, have any of you experienced a problem with seizures or other difficulties with your dogs and cats? And have you traced it to any particular pet food or something they've eaten? Now, dogs and cats can get into poisons. That's not the case here. We talked to the veterinarian this morning, and the answer is simple. If the seizures continue, phenobarbital. That's what we use for people who have epileptic seizures. It's been used for a long time. Of course, we don't want to do that unless we absolutely, positively have to. So my question is, have you had any animals that have had seizures, and what did you do about it, and did you trace it to the food? John Regan, have you experienced that?
Actually, we did have that problem with Lady in some of her middle years, and we never really did get a good cause on that.
Okay, and then how long was it between the first experience of seizures and ultimately her passing?
She had the seizures. I remember them for sure after we moved to Dallas. So this was she was probably about, I'd guess, maybe 5 years old, and she was 15 when we had to put her down. So
Right.
she did have a good long life after they started, but they were rare.
Okay. Pretty frightening, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and lady is here at the farm. She's buried here at the farm in our pet cemetery, and there's a special place we have for members of the family who have 4 legs. Okay, John, I'm at the Financial State of the Union. Oh, I want to share a couple of quick things. It was a real mild weekend for us. We only had 2 hydraulic hose failures. It's unbelievable. And I'd like to explain this. Have you been in our garage, John, at the farmhouse where we have that hydraulic lift, an automotive lift that'll put a car or truck up in the air and you can work on it like at a gas station? Have you seen that?
I think I was there the first time.
Okay. Well, that hydraulic lift has 2 hoses. One's a short hose, maybe 5 or 6 feet long, and the other's about 15 feet long. And these hoses run from the hydraulic pump that you push the button and it runs this electric motor that turns a hydraulic pump that pushes hydraulic fluid through these hoses that push cylinders, and the cylinders lift the car up. Well, the cylinders were fine. The pump is fine. The motor's fine. Everything's fine except the hydraulic hoses started to seep. And they were seeping like a soaker hose would seep. Now, if you're putting a car up in the air and you're relying on these hydraulic hoses and hydraulic fluid is oozing out of these hoses for their entire length like a soaker hose, it's really kind of unsettling. And the hydraulic fluid drips, on the floor and on the roof of the car that you're putting up. Well, I decided to change those hoses because I didn't trust them. Took the old hoses off, and this is a rotary brand lift, rotary. Made in America. Well, at least I think it's made in America. Or maybe part of it's made in America. But anyway, when I took the hoses off, the old hoses, they say, engineered in Italy. In big letters. And the pressure rating. And then in little tiny letters, it says, made in China. Made in China. So this Chinese hose failed. Actually, 2 of them. And there are only 2 on it. So they both failed the same exact way. So they can say, or people can say, well, it's just, it's an anomaly, it's just 1 hose. Well, no, not if 2 hoses fail and they both fail the same way on the same machine. So it's not like it's an overpressure situation. It's just materials and workmanship. Possibly design. But anyway, there you have it. So 2 more hydraulic hoses failed. And what I've noticed is, for the most part, the hoses that we have on our equipment that are older hoses made in America, they seem to be lasting a lot longer than the Asian hoses. That's just my 2 cents worth. Meetup tonight, and I don't know what the topic is. No one's told me what the topic of the meetup is. And normally I set the topics and I do the monologue, but I haven't been there for about 4 weeks. So I've let the meetup group run the meetup themselves. I'll be there next week, but this week I don't know what the meetup is. Next week I do. And I'll tell you all about that, later on this week. But so meetup tonight, Jimmy's Egg, 4:45 to 8 p.m. Springfield, Missouri. Information's on the website, except what the meeting's about, because I don't know. But I will be there next week. And I'll be talking about the sense of urgency that I'm feeling, and it will just be me on stage next week. And I'm going to show some videos that I think are really, really important. So that's next week. Meetup will be just me, and this week meetup is the topic I don't know, but it will be tonight at Jimmy's Egg. Okay, John, I'm at the financialstateoftheunion.com.
Well, before we get there, kind of ironic that get the same theme here. I've talked before how our entertainment splurge is the Netflix DVD by mail program. Well, last week we got the Old Yeller DVD, and it's actually a special that has the sequel, which I hadn't seen, Savage Sam. Old Yeller was released in '57. And Savage Sam in 1963. And I can understand why they don't put these out in wide release anymore, because, we can't have kids running around with guns acting responsible. I would really recommend watching it to see what life used to be like, and also keep in mind, again, 57 and 63 when these were filmed. Take a look at the sky and see what clouds used to look like.
That is such a good point. It really is, because if you look at current Hollywood productions, you'll see the chemtrails. You can. Yep. And by the way, since you're talking about movies, some of the videos on Netflix, some of these television series that you can watch without commercial interruption, are anti-government. They're well, I won't say they're anti-government. They're documentaries on exposing the underbelly of government, like House of Cards and those like that. The corruption, the absolute filth of our government. And I think these guys who wrote these scripts and produced these series have taken some risk in doing so, because it really shows. It shows like the murders, the bribing, the threats, the destruction of lives, involving the government. And for those who think it's, just the federal government, not true. Not true. It happens everywhere, even county and state governments. Okay, I'm ready, John.
Okay, I know we're not going to have long right now. We're going to start off with the Fukushima section. And most of the information is about St. Louis that I dug up after announcing the landfill on Monday last week. Mm-hmm. And the first one I thought was kind of curious. It's the scientists who pee plutonium. And it goes back to the Manhattan Project. And these scientists had so much plutonium that they actually released it in their urine. And I thought this might be a good question to ask Dr. Shealy, is how come these scientists were able to live so long when so many people, getting radiation less than that would die early?
Good point. One of the things that, just one atom of plutonium in the respiratory system is a death sentence. So maybe it's location. We'll be right back with Captain John Regan. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Sciatica, lower back pain, hip pain, poor posture. If you suffer from any of these problems, get ready to relax. Introducing an amazing product that's been in the market for over 25 years, the Sacro Wedgie. It was invented by a football coach using a common sense osteopath technique. He created this device to help his athletes by isolating and supporting the sacrum, which is the keystone of our anatomy. This wedge-shaped bone is in the center of our hips, where a lot of pain starts. Simply relax 20 minutes daily on the amazingly simple Sacro Wedgie and let gravity do the work, helping muscles rebalance and start releasing nerves. Sit in the Sacro Wedgie at the computer or while traveling to help correct posture to finally help relieve those stubborn aches and pains for only $33.95. It's made in the USA, so click the family-owned website at sacrowedgie.com, spelled SACROWEDGY.com, or call 1-800-737-9295. That's 1-800-737-9295. Relax your back pain away with the Sacro Wedgie.
The human body is more than 60% water. Your brain and muscles are 75% water. And your blood is 92% water. Water's vital to your body, and alkalizing your water is the key to keep it running at its best. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops keep your entire body healthy, boosts energy, promotes weight loss, and even fights cancer. Call 800-518-7615 or go to alkavision.com to find out more. That's ALKAvision.com.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom106.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom, the number 106.com. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom106.com.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states.
Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Captain John Regan's with us. We're talking about radioactivity and Fukushima. Please continue, John.
Actually, today we're closer to home. Sad to say. And the second link there is the latest weekly report from Veterans Today. Billings, Montana is still number one. I guess you'd say the good news is that Kansas City, fallen out of the top 10, was number two. It's actually slightly behind Little Rock now. Little Rock's 252 counts per minute, and Kansas City's 246 times. Little Rock is 252 times. The counts were 1281 and 1234. Mm-hmm. I also meant to tell you last week on the NETC site, they've got a nice option now where you can see an animation of 24 hours of what's going on with the radiation. And there were a couple of times, I wanted to call and tell you, we had RadCon 5 just down the road here in Fort Worth. And there was also a RadCon 5 up northwest of Chicago, near the Illinois-Wisconsin border. So, some serious things going on out there.
Absolutely. And, John, I check netc.com, netc.com, multiple times per day. It's quite alarming to me. I don't like what I see with the radiation all over the United States, and it seems like there's almost 2 points that are pegged, and that's western Missouri and eastern Missouri, right in the middle of the state. It seems like those radiation alerts are pegged there. It's not at the highest level, but we do have plenty of radiation all over the country, and it's I just don't like it. And I don't know what the answer is. It'd be nice to stop it. That'd be something. But if you're talking about radiation, Oregon, let's just talk about where the radiation is right now. So if we're looking at RadCon 2 and above, well, that'd be Oregon, Idaho, Colorado, Nebraska, Arizona, Oklahoma, Kansas, Illinois, Michigan, Alabama, Louisiana, And I think that's most of it. Yeah, Idaho. That's RadCon 2 and above. And in terms of RadCon 1, which is background radiation, it's pretty much everywhere in the United States, most states. But it changes minute by minute. And John, cancer seems to be increasing at increasing rates. That's my anecdotal evidence. I talk to people, and hardly a family I know doesn't have cancer. Same with you?
Pretty much so. And, it's sad to go to church and how many of the prayer requests, are, someone dealing with cancer, often in late stages.
Yeah. Yeah, and we talked with Dr. Millie Hinkle about immunization shots, and I mentioned to her that I knew a man by the name of Paul. He was a World War II veteran, and he told me he was going to have a doctor's appointment, and I said, Paul, they're going to want you to get a flu shot. Don't do it. He said, okay. I said, promise me. He said, okay, I promise. And I talked to him right after he got back from his doctor's appointment, and he said, I got my flu shot. They made me take it. Well, they didn't make him take it, but they said if you don't get it, if you don't get the flu shot, you could get the flu and die. Well, he got the flu shot and died, within like 30 days. It's horrible. So I'm not getting the flu shot, and I'm trying to stay away from the pharmaca mafia as best I can. I really am. Okay, what's next?
Well, that first St. Louis link I have up there goes to a law office website, and we'll talk about that when we get back from the break.
Okay. Captain John Regan's with us. I'm Vin Finelli. This is USAPrepares.com, and I want to thank all of our affiliates for picking up this broadcast. It seems like more and more are joining us all the time. It's wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us.
The legendary Dr. Joe Wallach, heard on Alex Jones, George Norrie, Benny Hinn, and so many more, is on his 90 for Life tour, and you can see him live in person Monday, October 26, 6:30 p.m. at the Unity Village, 1901 Northwest Blue Parkway, Unity Village, Missouri. Don't miss this incredible event. Call 615-389-7733 to reserve your seats today. That's 615-389-7733.
KDArmor.com is your one-stop shop for the most affordable body armor, period. With packages starting at $169.99 and free shipping on every order. Why would you go anywhere else? KD offers soft armor and rifle threat rated armor up to level 4. Go to KDArmor.com and get your body armor today while you still can. Mention this ad and receive a free water purification kit for a limited time with any body armor package. Go to KDArmor.com. That's CATI-armor.com. Come and take it.
What would your life be like if you woke up each morning with new vitality, feeling better than you have in years, and you noticed a difference in your sleeping patterns, blood sugar levels, and had a sense of well-being overall? There's something that is changing thousands of people's lives, and you could be one of them. It's called Heart and Body Extract. Sharon Harris, co-creator of Heart and Body Extract, talks about the positive effects of Heart and Body Extract.
What happens with the formula Heart and Body Extract is it's giving the body the necessary vitamins, minerals, amino acids, enzymes, and phytonutrients so the body will heal itself. And yes, the body does have the ability to balance blood pressure, balance cholesterol, clean and unclog the arteries. It can also work on balancing the circulation for diabetics. So the body is an amazing thing. It simply needs some help, so it has the tools to heal itself.
Heart and Body Extract gets results. To order your 2-month supply, call now, toll free at 866-295-5305. Order online at hbextract.com.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't pick on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180. Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Are your Google search results killing you? Unflattering content in blogs, news articles, online reviews, social media, or other sources can jeopardize your reputation, your business, and your livelihood. Let Reputation.com help. Our patented technology will make the truth about you more visible while pushing down unwanted negative content. Improve your Google search results. Call Reputation.com at 1-800-831-0771 for a free consultation. That's 800-831-0771.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market. The gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Captain John Regan's with us, U.S. Air Force Reserves retired, the author of the Financial State of the Union.com. John, I want to pick up where we left off. We're talking about radiation.
Now, let me back up just a second. If you know anybody that lives in the St. Louis metropolitan area, this is information they really need to know about. And I suggest you send it to them. And probably the easiest way to do that is if you go to my website, click on the news tab, and then right now at the top is Resources for USA Prepares, October 19th. If you click on that headline, it will bring up just the post for today, and the what they would need to put into their browser will be there in your bar. And you can copy that, paste that into an email, send it to them, and tell them to take a look at the Fukushima section to get information about this disaster that's been going on in St. Louis for some time. And I would say even if you live, 50 to 100 miles away downwind, and of course the winds can change directions too, this is still probably a concern for you. And looking at places like Chernobyl and Fukushima, where they've put in these exclusion zones, my guess is they'd probably put in about a 10-mile exclusion area. And I just want to point out how disruptive that would be. You have this waste site, which is roughly a mile north of I-70, which is a major east-west highway, and it's about a mile west of I-270. So it's northwest of that. It's about a mile and a half away from the St. Louis airport. It's closer than that to the Missouri River, which not too far downstream empties out into the Mississippi. So with a 10-mile exclusion zone, you're talking about the St. Louis airport. That would have to be closed. And I don't know how many people live in that area, it could be in the neighborhood of 500,000 people. And roughly at that 10-mile marker includes some big businesses, including one of our favorites that we hate, Monsanto. But this, just a reminder, this fire has been burning at least 5 years. It's now within about 1,000 feet. That's basically imagine, the football field from the back of the end zone to the other end of the end zone. 3 of those. And that's just how far it is away. They're estimating it could take 3 to 6 months to make it there. And once it does, this radiation will be released into the air. Not a good situation. And it doesn't look like there's going to be too much they can do to stop this. And this has been going on for some time. The link we were talking about before the break goes to the website of a law office, and it has the second of a 7-part series that was in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch in February of '89. And obviously that was before the fire started in the landfill, but they've known about the radiation being there for quite a while. The next one is a 2006 EPA report, and this is a PDF file, and it's directly from the EPA.gov website. It's not trust me, I copied this from the website. It's directly there. And it talks about some of the things there. And one of the ones that really stood out to me was polonium. It's confirmed that they have polonium-210 present at Westlake. This gives off 185 trillion alpha particles every second. And they've also confirmed that polonium-214 is there, which is even more radioactive than polonium-210. Not something that you want to expose your loved ones to. I've got St. Louis from 2013. It's from E&E News, talking about the landfill. Like I said, there's way too much for us to even cover on today's show. So I'm just giving all these resources for you to get into. We've got a 2013 report, another PDF, Westlake Landfill, a radioactive legacy of the nuclear arms race from November of 2013, published by the Institute for Policy Studies in Washington, D.C. And that's an 18-page document that shows you, again, more than you wish you knew about what's there. And it's even got some international attention. Got an article from the Al Jazeera website showing the reporting on it. And I've got the St. Louis Westlake landfill official site. This is put up by the company that unfortunately now owns this landfill, and they have quite a few links, and one of the tabs on their site is EPA updates, so they give you something to follow through. And in addition to the Westlake site, there's also Coldwater Creek, which is not too far from there, and got a lot of background on there. It's not in danger from the landfill fire, but there is concern about leakage from the plant or from where they buried the radioactive material from the plant leaching into the ground and into the water. The St. Louis emergency plan we talked about a bit last week. This article, if you scroll to the bottom, there's a link to the actual plan that the government put together. And literally, it's like we reported last week. The plans are shelter in place, which, this fire's been burning for 5 years. It's probably going to be burning a lot more than that. There's no way you can wait it out or evacuate. And again, how many years before it burns out and the half-life of this stuff returns to a background radiation that you could return to your homes. To me, this plan is just absolutely ridiculous. And St. Louis Group and News, I've got trying to get the name of the group there. Anyway, if you're local there, you've got a site here. They have occasional meetings and give you somebody. If you weren't aware of this, you can touch base with other people and get up to speed. Vincent?
Now, when I lived in Virginia, they were talking about putting in a landfill on top of an aquifer. And this landfill, when we found out about it, we awakened the village, and it caused a lot of problems. I mean, for those who wanted to, the government who wanted to put this landfill in our village. And it looked like it might actually become violent. I remember many meetings where the riot police, the sheriff's office, was there in riot gear to put down any uprising that may happen, because the government elected, and I'll use the word representatives, but in quotes, were in fear of harm from the village. It's a serious thing when you take your property and you expose it to potential pollution and destruction by the government. Well, what they said was, well, it's going to be okay because we're going to put a liner down, and the liner will protect the contaminants from leaking into the groundwater. Really? Gravity seems to be working 100% of the time. And the tendency for the rain to penetrate the soil above the items that are buried, ultimately causes the rainwater to accumulate below the ground at the level of the liner, and any of the punctures in the liner would cause what happens to a swimming pool. I mean, you can have a tiny, tiny leak in a swimming pool liner, and you can lose 1,000 gallons a day. So imagine losing millions of gallons per day of toxic soup, leachate, into the groundwater, and that's the concern. So now the question is what's in this West Lake landfill near St. Louis? Well, according to the reports that you have indicated on your website, in 1973, it says that a now defunct trucking company mixed 39,000 tons of soil with 8,700 tons of low-level radioactive material called barium sulfate, and brought it to the landfill as clean fill material, clean fill. So here we have some people believing that clean fill is being brought to the landfill, but it was radioactive. So that's what we know has happened. What else has happened that we don't know about? And where does this come from? I think this comes from individual greed and corporate greed. We'll be right back. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Hey, Berkey Guy here. Are you still drinking unfiltered tap water? Does your water contain chlorine or fluoride? Will you have drinkable water in an emergency? The Berkey Guy is here to help you remove these and other potential contaminants from your water, thus helping you drink clean, purified water. We offer Berkey water purification systems at the lowest available prices online. Don't go another moment without a Berkey system. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands drink clean, purified water. Join them by visiting GoBerkey.com or call me, the Berkey Guy, at 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
You wouldn't go camping in the Everglades without bug spray, would you? It's in our nature to protect ourselves, especially when protection is simple and affordable. That's why IDStronghold.com has been providing affordable RFID protection for over 10 years. ID Stronghold wallets protect you from electronic pickpockets who pass near you with scanners and steal the information on the RFID chips in your credit and debit cards. IDStronghold.com is a technology company, so we understand how to best protect you against intrusive radio waves. ID Stronghold wallets are designed to block RFID signals, opened or closed, no matter where in the wallet you put your cards. Most other RFID wallets on the market were designed with only fashion in mind and do not shield properly, if at all. When you're shopping for your next wallet, be sure to get the protection you deserve by going to IDStronghold.com. Because getting anything else is like using latex gloves as oven mitts. Ouch.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to produce an endless supply of nano-sized silver solutions right from the convenience of your home. Silver Lungs. With the addition of our unique lung delivery system, respiratory infections are targeted directly, where traditional oral administration simply cannot reach. This pioneering method also preserves the original particle sizes and delivers your silver solution directly into the bloodstream. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
Hi, this is Sophie Winnick, longtime distributor and user of Longevity products. In the last few years, my family went through a crisis. Everything else in my life, including my business, had to be put on the back burner. Thankfully, life is getting back to normal now. But the one thing I never had to worry about was my business and my monthly commission. I've been a distributor for Longevity for over 17 years, since before it was Longevity. And I've got to say, the most amazing thing about this company is the people. While my family was in crisis, other distributors stepped in and helped my customers, simply because that's what Longevity people do, even for people they don't know. For me, it has never been about getting rich. It was about a product I could stand behind, a company I could count on, and a monthly commission check that has never not once been late in 17 years. Longevity is truly a business for everyone, even people who have too much to do. I'm Sophie Winnick. I'm just like you. I have a real life, real ups and downs, but I know I will always have Longevity.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares unfiltered and untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
Captain John Regan's with us, and John, some of the research that I have just done leads me to this website, and I'll post this on the internet. It's actually Wikipedia. And it says all the listed compounds have already been found or are daughter isotopes to compounds found within the Westlake landfill. Uranium-234, 235, and 238. And they remain in the body and target the kidneys, leading to severe kidney damage. Thorium, 227, 228, 230, 231, 232, and 234 lead to increased chance of lung and pancreas cancer, lung disease, DNA mutation, liver disease, bone cancer.
Yeah, I was reading where thorium-230 is at least as dangerous as plutonium.
Mm-hmm. And it says that although most thorium leaves the body through exhalation, some deposits have the potential to remain in the lungs or bones for many years. Then there's radium-223, 224, 226, and 228, causing fractured teeth, anemia, cataracts, cancer, and death. And then it says that inhaled radium gradually enters the bloodstream and travels to all parts of the body, usually targeting the bones. Then there's radon-219, 220, 222 that has the potential to result in lung cancer. Okay. Then polonium-210, 212, 214, 215, 216, and 218 causes bone cancer, damage to the spleen, kidneys, and liver, in addition to death. And polonium-210 was linked to the kill of Russian spy Alexander Levenko in 2006. And it was also thought to be responsible for the death of Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat in 2004. Then there's lead 206, 207, 208, 210, 211, 212, 214, and that has the potential result of anemia, weakness of fingers and wrists, increase in blood pressure, damage to the brain, kidneys, miscarriage, low sperm production, and death. So that's what has been found already, or are daughter isotopes of compounds found within the Westlake landfill. Now, this Westlake landfill is a Superfund cleanup site. A Superfund cleanup. We used to hear about those, back in the 1990s, 1980s. It's like the most dangerous of all sites. So, a quarter of a mile away from this site is a fire. Is a fire that's burning underground. And in that underground fire, there are tires and other flammable substances. This is absolutely horrible. And this was all done under government supervision, right? Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
And the EPA is very good at pushing paperwork.
Well, it's taken decades to get to the point where it's become a Superfund cleanup site. So this, let's see, the landfill started as an excavation project in the 1930s, I believe, and was used to mine rock and left a hole in the ground. So what's the best thing you can do with a hole in the ground? Well, fill it with trash. And some radioactivity would be good too. Just put that in there and cover it up. I'll tell you a story, John. Back in the 70s, I graduated college and the university, and I bought my first house, and it was a fixer-upper. It was a Victorian-style house. And this house was in need of a great amount of repair. And the walls were cracked, so I took the claw part of the hammer and I just ripped off the plaster and in the mud behind the plaster and put it in these 5-gallon buckets and brought it to a landfill. And that's where I saw this tanker truck come late at night, or late in the afternoon, and just open the spigot and dump whatever was in this tanker into the landfill, which used to be a quarry, which was just above the water table. It contaminated, this landfill was known to have contaminated the groundwater and caused all kinds of cancers that I saw on television As the news reported, everyone in the neighborhood was concerned about cancer, and many people got it. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Thousands of people seeking home security get ripped off every day, and the home security industry wants you to believe that's your only option. They've got hordes of salesmen out there trying to scare you into signing one of their long-term contracts. You get stuck writing huge checks month after month with no way out. It's robbery by contract, and it can cost you thousands. But there's a better way to protect your home. Simply Safe Home Security. Simply Safe has no contracts. None. You'll get award-winning 24/7 protection. Security professionals watching over your home, ready to instantly send police to the rescue for just $14.99 per month. That's less than half what most companies charge. Protect your home the smart way. Visit simplysafedefense.com today for an exclusive 10% offer and get a free keychain remote worth $25. Only when you go to simplysafedefense.com. simplysafedefense.com.
The United Nations Atomic Agency says Iran has agreed to allow greater monitoring of Tehran's commitment to the nuclear deal it signed with 6 world powers. Correspondent George John reports it is a significant concession.
Today was the day that the agreement comes into force. So this is an important day for both sides, and this agreement by Iran to basically honor what it said it would do as far as more strict inspections are concerned shows that it is quite serious at this point about keeping its end of the deal.
The so-called additional protocol allows short-notice inspections of sites where the IAEA may suspect undeclared nuclear activities. Independent audits, meantime, show that the State Department was among the worst agencies in the federal government at protecting its computer networks while Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State between 2009 and 2013. And the audits say the department's cybersecurity continued to get worse under John Kerry. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states.
Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't pick on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Everyone all set, cocked, and locked. Hour number 2 of USAPrepares.com with Captain John Regan. Captain John Regan, at the end of the last hour, I was mentioning that in the 1970s, I graduated from the university and decided that I would buy my first home. And it was a fixer-upper. It was a Victorian with about 1 acre in a rural community. And this house it needed everything. It needed a heating system, needed plumbing, rewiring. It needed to have the cracked walls removed and re-sheetrocked and chimneys put up. I mean, it needed everything. And so as I was tearing down by hand the old plaster walls and putting the plaster in buckets, I'd fill it fill up the back of my pickup truck and drive it to what was called the sanitary landfill. And I'd go to this hut at the entrance, and the guy would come out and he'd say, okay, over there, put it over there. And he'd show me where I was to empty the contents and put this old plaster. I don't have any problem putting plaster in a landfill. Anyway, and the mud behind the plaster and the horsehair that held the plaster's mud together. Anyway, so when I was going there one evening, at the end of the day, when they were about ready to close, there was this tanker truck, and this tanker truck driver went into this little hut. He was in front of me, so I waited my turn. It was just the two of us. He went in for what seemed like way too long. And he came out, and then he was told where to dump his load, and I dumped my load. My load was solid. His load was liquid. And he just opened the valves on this large tractor trailer tanker. I'm talking, 40 feet long. And just emptied the contents, and it went right straight down into the ground. Didn't even, form a small pool. This is thousands of gallons of this, whatever this liquid was. And after that, made the television news, and Ted Kennedy was involved about the groundwater pollution, how people were getting skin cancer and cancer of all types. Yeah. So they brought the water buffaloes in with potable water, and then they brought, ultimately they dug up the ground and put in a municipal water supply. Why? Because the groundwater that everyone was using had been contaminated. And where did they find the source? Well, they found it at this sanitary landfill. So here we have the municipality running this thing, and they destroyed the groundwater through their incompetence, or greed, or corruption, or a combination thereof. So I saw it firsthand. I can't say that tanker load did all this damage, but what I can say is I did see a tanker do this. I saw it firsthand. So here we have the St. Louis landfill problem, and I can see the same thing happening. Now, if you look at the St. Louis landfill, it is an unlined landfill. That means just throw the stuff in a scooped out portion of the ground. Just, it's a little low there, and that's where water would tend to go anyway. So let's throw all our junk in there, our radioactive material, and everything will be okay for a few seconds. And then we pay the price. So what do we do about it? Well, we stop it. We don't do any more of these. And we make sure that there's plenty of civilian, if you will, or village oversight. We don't trust the government. I mean, it's the government who made the materials that went into this landfill that we are now paying the price for. So if we think we just littered Japan with radiation at the end of World War II, no. We littered St. Louis too, and many other places in the United States. John Regan?
Well, let's move on down to the health section. And this may push your button. Surprise. I called this one the big lie, and no, I did not leave an E off of lie. Li is the symbol for lithium, and lithium compounds are some of what's being sprayed above us and the chemtrails for this weather modification that's been going on. And apparently it's been going on a lot longer than we've even known about. And I get down to close to the bottom here of the article, and it talks about some of the side effects that you can have from lithium. And it also notes there's no antidote for lithium overdose or allergic reaction. So I'm not sure we can even get through the list of side effects. Lethargy, thirst, stomach distress, sudden weight gain, muscle joint pain, twitching, loss of appetite, slurred speech, blurred vision, confusion, hallucinations, imitation goiter, impotence, endocrine disruption, kidney pain, acne, skin rashes, sunburn, hair loss. Do you know anybody with those symptoms?
Absolutely. Absolutely, John. Everyone I know feels more lethargic than ever before. We've, Ricky Rocket, that's Dr. Richard Allen Miller, as the class knows him. Ricky Rocket, as my mom knows him, has been talking about this thirst. And he's also been talking about white saliva. Let's see, blurred vision. I've heard lots of comments about blurred vision. Confusion, absolutely. Some people might even call that, hardening of the arteries or Alzheimer's, which is like in every family now. Let's see. Skin rashes, yes. Hair loss, yes. And, but the easiest one and muscle and joint pain, absolutely. And if you saw, our Ayudi, our Neapolitan Mastiff last night, it sure looked like she was twitching. It says twitching of the hands and head and sometimes the whole body. Well, she absolutely positively was. And she spends a lot of time outside. And the first thing I said to Mrs. Finelli when this was going on last night, I said, was there any change to the dog food? Do we make any change? And she said, yes. We opened a new bag of Diamond Natural lamb and rice. And then I said, okay, and what about outside? And I was thinking of the chemical spraying above our heads. This non-stop chemical spray. And by the way, chemical spraying is illegal in international warfare. It's illegal. But it's okay. It's okay for us to spray it on each other, right? Yeah. Something really, really wrong with this. And I think it's crimes of the highest magnitude. This geoengineering. I can't think of any more significant crime than this because it affects everyone and everything on the planet. And who's doing it? Well, at some point when we find out, I think there's going to be vigilante justice. I think there are going to be vigilante courtrooms, and I think they're going to be really quick. I think people have had it. You can see it all over the globe, where the villagers are responding. John, yes, I'm very concerned about the lithium spraying, and I know Dr. Richard Allen Miller is too. And what's the title of the article? Toxic lithium being sprayed over and the U.S. by Ann Fillmore, Ph.D. John, it says it's highly poisonic psychiatric drug and it's cumulative in the blood. And it has the effect of cardiac standstill. What would that mean? Stopping the heart? And, John, if I remember correctly, isn't lithium used in psychiatric treatments, like psychiatric wards, to keep the patients, the inmates, the prisoners, a little more calm, like comatose?
If they don't get you with the fluoride compounds, they'll get you with the lithium.
And that's another reason why I just don't want to go out very much anymore. I really don't. I want to stay home, inside. I really don't want to stay inside, but with the skies, it's hard not to want to stay inside. All I have to do is look up. John, are you seeing the people who you communicate with? Are they saying that, boy, they don't feel right? Are you seeing this too?
I don't get too many people to talk to on these issues. So other than what comes up in prayer requests, I can't say. But obviously, a lot of these problems are going on, and a lot of times the doctors don't know what's causing it.
Okay. Right, because the doctors don't read the same kinds of things that we read, for the most part. Now, Dr. Shealy does, of course, and Dr. Richard Allen Miller does, and Dr. Joel Wallach does, and some of the other NDs, MDs, and PhDs do. But for the most part, I don't think in mainstream the medical profession follows the same kind of information that we follow. Hey, by the way, I got a thank you card from you. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. And, I also appreciate you and Genesis Communication for letting me basically come on and cover pretty much whatever I want to cover. I've never been told something I couldn't talk about.
It's not in our vocabulary. we don't have very many rules around here, except decency and profanity. As long as it's the truth, and as long as it doesn't involve profanity, pretty much is okay with me. John Regan, I'll be right back. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
My name is Bill Bonner, and I'm the president of the largest private news and research network in the world. And I paid for this airtime because I have an important message to the American people. There's a change coming that the government isn't telling you about. This change has deep implications for life in America, from where you shop to the doctors you visit and the family you want to protect. Look, I've made predictions like this before. Thing is, I was right then too. A few years ago, I warned that housing prices would collapse. They did. Before that, I warned that .com companies would crash. They did. Those who listened had a chance to save themselves. But this has nothing to do with the stock market. This will affect us all.
You can watch the video for free right now by going to $downfall.com. Again, that's $downfall.com.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares Unfiltered and Untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares Untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market. The gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
KDArmor.com is your one-stop shop for the most affordable body armor period, with packages starting at $169.99 and free shipping on every order. Why would you go anywhere else? KD offers soft armor and rifle threat rated armor up to level 4. Go to KDArmor.com and get your body armor today while you still can. Mention this ad and receive a free water purification kit for a limited time with any body armor package. Go to KDArmor.com. That's CATI Armor.com. Come and take it.
Tonight at Jimmy's Egg. Meet up tonight, Jimmy's Egg, 4:45 to 8 p.m. Now, I won't be there tonight, but the meetup will continue. I will be there next week. And next week, I'll be on stage for the entire meetup. And I'm going to show a couple of videos that I think are really important. And we're going to have a great discussion. I'll tell you more as the week continues. John Regan's with us. John Regan, what's next?
Now let's go on down to the preparedness section. The first link I've entitled Deflation. And I've talked about this situation before. And I don't know what it takes to get different people motivated for getting ready for what's coming. But this is one of those, if this doesn't get to you at least a little bit, I'd have to check your pulse.
Mm-hmm.
We have the situation, we're still pretty much in normal times, but with the situation in Germany and all the refugees, some of these migrant women are forced to be 10 euro a time prostitutes. And the euro's pretty much at dollar parity now, so $10. And throughout history, when there's war or tough financial times, especially if you're a mom and you've got kids that haven't eaten for a few days, you're going to do a lot of things you wouldn't normally do in order to feed your kids. Now, men wouldn't be quite so lucky. You might be able to find another man that'd be willing to pay you $5 for something. But you're not going to get near the money as a woman, and you're probably not going to get a woman to pay you. So, when we encourage you to be ready for what's coming, this is one of the consequences of not being ready.
John Regan, I'm looking at the images that you've linked to on your website. And these are people warehoused. Absolutely warehoused. And there are cots that are like almost the width of a person. If you were lying down with your hands on your hips, you'd be invading your neighbor's cot on either side of you. Okay. If this were a scene of shopping in this warehouse room, they would say it was mobbed. Wouldn't you agree with that? Is that the description?
Yeah, and I've said it before, you don't want to be a refugee. Right. And if you're bugging out, you've become a refugee.
Right. And so what you need to do is what we're trying to do here in Missouri, and others are trying to do the same thing where other instructors and students live, and that's form your village. And we are feverishly trying to establish our village so that there'll be many of us, many hands make the work a little bit lighter. And can I build a barn by myself? It'd take a lifetime. But with some help, it could be done in a week. So those kinds of things we can do with the village. And I suggest that you all take your preparedness seriously. And that is a little bit of a frustration. Actually, more than a little bit. It's an extreme frustration for me because I don't understand why it's taking so long for somebody to get away from being a keyboard surfing prepper and survivalist to actually being a preparedness-minded person and a survivalist. I think it's absolutely critical. And one of the reasons why I've taken time off from the meetups is because I can't do it. I cannot spend the time, 8 hours per week to get ready to be at the meetup and be at the meetup and go and come from the meetup. I can't spend that much time every week. I might be able to do it once a month. And that's because I am preparing like crazy. That's what I'm doing. Nonstop. The minute I'm off this broadcast, I am either on the tractor fixing fences, taking care of the animals, repairing something, or preparing for something. That's what I do until I collapse at night. Captain John Regan's with us. We'll be right back.
It's time to kick some ash, because cigarettes have met their match. Smokers are switching to Vaporite e-liquid by LeSig, because when you kick ash, you kick tar and smelly smoke too. LeSig smokes the competition with real people customer service, a 7-day satisfaction guarantee, and same-day fast free shipping. Become a vapor today at LeSig.com, spelled LECIG.com. LeSig e-cigarettes. Kick some ash.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sam Nussbaum with the Anthem Foundation. Premature birth is the leading cause of death of babies and disabilities for children. That's why we support the March of Dimes to help mothers have full-term pregnancies and healthy babies. Join us in supporting cutting-edge research, treatment and outreach to help moms during their pregnancy and give every baby a healthy start in life. Learn how you can help at marchofdimes.org.
Did you know that select musical tones have the power to heal? By listening to 7 amazing songs that contain these tones, you can experience the power of music therapy.
I used to work in a pretty stressful atmosphere, but I started using the whole tones in the office, and I'm experiencing more focus, motivation, peace, and better relationships.
WholeTones99.com is a unique music therapy program featuring 7 secret ancient healing frequencies uncovered in the music of King David. Now you too can unlock the healing secrets of the Bible, as we are offering a free sample of this music so that you can discover their power to heal, relieve stress, and break negative cycles.
I use the tones to calm my 5, 3, and 2-year-olds to stop the fighting, and it works.
Now you can experience the healing music therapy in the comfort of your own home or office. Visit WholeTones99.com and get a free song. Visit WHOLETones99.com today for your free song. That's WholeTones99.com. WholeTones99.com.
Virtually anyone can hack your cell phone and track your calls, your texts, your emails, your every movement, but only if they can detect a signal. Stay one step ahead of hackers and Big Brother with a Blockit Pocket, a custom-made pocket infused with pure silver that creates a complete Faraday enclosure for your cell phone. For free shipping to the lower 48, visit blockitpocket.com or call 888-315-9618. blockitpocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market. The gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
There are hundreds of silver products on the market today, but there's nothing like the astonishing health benefits of the multi-patented One Silver Solution. Boost your immune system at a great price with our Silver Solution Liquid, starting at $12.95 a bottle. Now available in regular and extra strength. That's half the price of the leading competitors. Call 844-USILVER for your free catalog, or go to OneSilverSolution.com. OneSilverSolution.com. There is only one Silver Solution.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Ricky LeBlanc, admitted in Mass only. Sokolov Law, LLC, Chestnut Hill, Mass. Ken Levin, responsible attorney in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Greg Hobby, New Jersey. The choice of lawyer is an important decision that should not be based solely upon advertisements. While this firm maintains joint responsibility, most cases of this type are referred to other attorneys for principal responsibility. If you know what mesothelioma is, you or someone you love has likely been impacted by this devastating cancer. You may be entitled to compensation. Call Sokolov Law today. 1-800-218-HELP. The only known cause of mesothelioma is asbestos exposure. Thousands of hard-working men and women, including many U.S. veterans and industrial workers, have been diagnosed with mesothelioma because manufacturers knew the dangers but put profits ahead of people. An estimated $30 billion in court-ordered trust has been set aside to pay money to asbestos victims. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma, call now. You may be entitled to receive compensation without ever going to court or filing a lawsuit. Call for a free legal consultation at 1-800-218-HELP. That's 1-800-218-HELP.
Captain John Regan's with us. John Regan, hour and 35 minutes of this broadcast classroom is already gone, and I'm so glad that we're going to continue this tomorrow. So those in class that want to hear the rest of the outline for this week, well, we're going to continue it tomorrow. And I suggest that you consider getting your water filtration system immediately. And make sure you have canned food, at least. And think about things like Q-tips, toothbrushes. Do you have extra toothbrushes? And salt and baking soda, because you can brush your teeth with salt and baking soda. And for those of you who drive a light truck or a car, do you carry around an extra quart of oil with you, or are you going to get that after you need it? How about getting it before you need it? And now is the time to check the freeze point of your coolant in your light truck or automobile. And the auto stores and even the Chinese factory outlet sells a hydrometer, and you just squeeze this bulb. The antifreeze solution or the coolant will enter this chamber, and you'll be able to read the level of protection you have. How low will it go before your coolant freezes? And if you don't have enough anti-freeze protection, and the engine freezes because the coolant freezes and cracks the block, you're looking at thousands of dollars worth of damage. So for $3 or $4, you can probably get a hydrometer and check the antifreeze. I've got the same one here at the farm that I've had for the last 20, 25 years. And I use it at this time every year just to make sure that all of our vehicles will not have a frozen block due to not having a sufficient level of antifreeze. Just a thought. John Regan, back to you.
Well, even the Navy is getting into preparedness. They're now training their recruits how to do navigation with a sextant. They rely on these positioning satellites, but those satellites can be taken out. But with a sextant and an accurate timepiece, you can determine your location. And this wouldn't be a bad skill for everybody to have. You can fairly easily determine the latitude you're at. But in order to determine longitude accurately, you do need an accurate timepiece. And that's one of the things that makes if you look at the maps from, when the exploration of the New World was being done, how off they were, it's because they didn't have accurate timepieces. And that makes it even more curious. The maps that existed from earlier maps showing Antarctica, how it looked without ice, is something that we didn't even really find out until the late 20th century. So, preparedness and curiosity all at the same time.
Yeah, we need to go back to revisit some of those skills that we used to have. And as you said, you're talking about maps. We need to relearn how to read a map. And one thing that I think we should do is we should all have a map in our vehicles. And let's say there are 3 in the family. Let's say there's mom. Well, let's say there's 4. There's mom, there's dad, and their 2 children. Each should have the same exact map in their car. And there should be at least 3, possibly 4 routes that are highlighted on those maps. And they can be highlighted with either a highlighter in blue or pink or yellow or orange. And that's the highlighted route from where they typically are, let's say work, to home. And should there be an emergency, everyone has the same map where mom would be traveling from work to home. Dad would be traveling from work to home. The children might be traveling from school to home or from college to home or work to home. And those routes would be the primary route plus the 3 alternates. And each map, mom's map and dad's map and each child's map, would have the same routes on them. So that if there were to be an emergency and one of the children communicates with home saying, I'm taking the blue route. That way, if you're going to look for your child, you're not on the red route or the pink route or the orange route or the yellow route. You're on the blue route. So you already predetermined which routes would be primary, next, and next in case the road is shut down or blocked or closed for whatever reason. We need to go back to those kinds of skills. How many of you could shoot a rifle without a scope? Is that possible? Or without a red dot? My AR-15 right here in the studio does not have a scope, nor a red dot. And I can shoot it. I know how. And neither does my .45. So I think we need to learn the tools, the simple tools that we were taught back in the 1950s and the 1960s, maybe even the 70s, before we lost the ability to spell and add and subtract and multiply and divide because of the computer support that we've been provided. John Regan?
The next one I call drowning in grain. And it's it's a sad story. They're 3 young sisters, age 13 and 11-year-old twins, died when they were playing on the back of a truck that was loaded with grain, and they got buried in it. And I saw a TV show, I think it was while I was still in Springfield there, where a young man on a farm, don't remember if he was late teens, early 20s, he'd recently discovered at a show this helmet to wear while working on grain in the silo, and he got buried in grain. And had it not been for that helmet, he would have died. And to watch what the rescue crew, the volunteer firemen, had to go through to get him out of there, it was an amazing and exhausting amount of work. And they basically had to empty the silo while keeping the grain from just covering them even more. And to think about how would you even try to do that without any experience. Just wanted to point out how deadly grain can be, and if you're going from the city to the country for the first time, you might not even be aware of this.
John, also that any kind of dust in the right conditions is explosive. Aluminum dust, any kind of dust, grain dust and flour mill dust, right? With the right, spark, you can blow up a flour mill just by igniting the dust. And I'm not talking about any kind of terrorism. I'm just saying just an accident an accident can happen. Someone can, light a cigarette where there's a lot of dust, and there can be an explosion. So that's something that you need to be mindful of, all of us, that in dusty conditions do not permit an ignition source. And what would an ignition source be? It could be as simple as an on-off light switch, because there's a slight spark inside the light switch that we don't see, because the light switch is contained in a box, electrical box in the wall, and there's a cover plate covering the light switch. But if you were to look at the switch without all that covering on it, you'd see a little spark every time you turn on your light. Yeah. So it doesn't even have to be a light. It can be an electric motor, so be really careful around dust. By the way, John, it looks like there are some secondhand available on eBay if anyone wanted to learn how to use one, and, around $30. So I'm not suggesting that we do that. I'm just saying that if anyone has got the time and the inclination, but maybe start out with a compass. That can be had for a few dollars. Heck, who wants a compass today, right?
Oh, and Daisy Luther of The Organic Prepper had another great article, How Modern Life Destroys Survival Instinct. And down towards the bottom, she's got Problem Solving 101, and I know you've talked about a number of these issues. Repair and substitute. Live it. Don't just read about it. Predict and prepare. Accept, plan, act. And again, I can go back to old Yeller. The things that people used to do in everyday life, we don't even know how to do anymore.
Right. Right. Okay. Do you have any specific, this is something that I find fascinating, John. How many people are unable to make a cup of coffee at home and grab one on the way? They don't have time to make it, but they have time to drive to another place on the way, go in there, grab it, pay for it, and get out, and then spill it while they're driving. How many people do that? Why? Why? And you're spending extra money getting fluoridated water made by someone you have no idea how careful they are with cleanliness. And you can do the whole thing yourself. We've forgotten how to do so many things. It's amazing. We'll be right back with more of the financialstateoftheunion.com with Captain John Regan, U.S. Air Force Reserves retired. And he'll be with us tomorrow for more. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today. Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists, get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug-out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of slingbow, a new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
Did you know that select musical tones have the power to heal? By listening to 7 amazing songs that contain these tones, you can experience the power of music therapy.
I used to work in a pretty stressful atmosphere, but I started using the whole tones in the office, and I'm experiencing more focus, motivation, peace, and better relationships.
WholeTones99.com is a unique music therapy program featuring 7 secret ancient healing frequencies uncovered in the music of King David. Now you too can unlock the healing secrets of the Bible, as we are offering a free sample of this music so that you can discover their power to heal, relieve stress, and break negative cycles.
I use the tones to calm my 5, 3, and 2-year-olds to stop the fighting, and it works.
Now you can experience the healing music therapy in the comfort of your own home or office. Visit WholeTones99.com and get a free song. Visit WHOLETones99.com today for your free song. That's WholeTones99.com. WholeTones99.com.
Hi, I'm Rick Ossick with Famous Footwear. Did you know that premature birth is the #1 killer of babies? That's why we support the March of Dimes in the fight against premature birth. Join us in supporting cutting-edge research, treatment programs, and outreach to help moms have full-term pregnancies and healthy babies. Learn how you can help save babies' lives at marchofdimes.org.
Did you know that drinking pure, high-alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to produce an endless supply of nano-sized silver solutions right from the convenience of your home. Silver Lungs. With the addition of our unique lung delivery system, respiratory infections are targeted directly, where traditional oral administration simply cannot reach. This pioneering method also preserves the original particle sizes and delivers your silver solution directly into the bloodstream. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
Captain John Regan's with us, U.S. Air Force Reserves retired, and if you'd like to go to his website and click like on his Facebook icon, that'd be very kind of you. John, I was looking at this website, The Organic Prepper, and one of the items she's got there is the concept of spending $25 or more to get your nails done. If that's foreign, then you're a cheapskate. And I can't imagine spending $25 or more to get nails done or have Mrs. Finelli do that. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. None. And, however, I would spend $100 on an engine stand that I would use to rebuild an engine, put rings and pistons and new bearings and, the camshaft in it and all those kinds of things. I would do that. Because if I wanted to, after I use the engine stand, I could always sell it, to someone else who needs it. So, but these frivolous items, I don't buy, nor do I buy candy. I mean, candy, you can still get a nickel candy bar for $1, but I don't, I don't do that either.
Let me get down a bigger picture real quick here.
Yeah.
I want to mention the second link first, because once we get to the first link, we're going to run out of time. Dane Wigington was on last week, and he talked about he was getting ready to post a 750-page Senate report from 1978. That second link has that article and the link for that document.
Okay.
However, the first link, Vince, have you had a W55.21?
John, you're going faster than I can click. And I did not get down to that link, so please share it. Bitten by a cow.
Let's talk about the new medical codes. W55.21, bitten by a cow. W61.33, pecked by a chicken. It's utterly ridiculous.
All those things have happened to me. All of those things have happened to me, but I didn't write down the codes.
and the thing is, what if they don't know what animal did this to you? Are you going to be able to be treated? And beyond that, some of these other codes, V91.07, burn due to water skis on fire.
Yeah. Amazing. Absolutely.
And even scarier, interpersonal issues. This is going into these electronic medical reports. Z62.891, sibling rivalry.
Yeah. Well, how about the V80.730A, animal rider injured in a collision with a trolley? Here's a really bad one. A V97.22XD, sucked into jet engine.
How about Y93.D1, accident while knitting or crocheting?
Yeah. How about those poor guy? Here's something that I think is going to happen to many people, especially those who are in these, who are refugees, right? That would be an R46.0. That's a very low level of personal hygiene. That's going to happen. That is really going to happen. And what about the guy who walks into a light post? They even have that one. That's W220.2XD, walked into lamppost. Yeah. Well, that happens when you're texting and walking, right? That's how and how about those guys I wonder if they have one for the fire hydrant, where those guys walk into a fire hydrant. It's never happened to me. I've never walked into a fire hydrant, nor a lamppost.
Well, they now have 144,000 of these descriptions.
Well, that's important, and I'm sure we paid for that. I'm sure we paid to make sure that we have the best descriptions that money can buy. Captain John Regan, you and I are going to be back tomorrow, same time, same station, and we're going to talk about the rest of the Financial State of the Union.com's news tab. There's so many things that are happening to us that are just flat out not covered by mainstream that you need to know about. And one of them that's really important is what's happening with radiation just outside of St. Louis, Missouri. Class, above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to you. Thank you, John Regan. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Ted Anderson telling you about Jordan Rubin's Beyond Organic Green-Fed Raw Cheddar Artesian Cheese featuring whole milk created through ancient dairy breeding, unpasteurized, untreated whole milk on the same farm the cows graze, containing natural sources of omega-3s, CLA protein, calcium, probiotics, and enzymes. I have never tasted cheese this good, and you need to try it. Contact your Youngevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to gcnteam.com.
You haven't experienced yogurt until you've tried a Mossy, embodying health and flavor in a true whole milk, green-fed dairy beverage. Every sip pays homage to our old world cows and the ancient culturing methods their milk benefits from. With over 30 probiotics, a Mossy's undeniably nutritious, refined, cultured sensation bolsters your health and awakens your passion for dairy. A Mossy's so good, and you need to try it. Contact your Youngevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to gcnteam.com.